The HP EliteBook X G1a with the AMD Ryzen AI 9HX375 Pro on board is one of the brand's most upmarket and most powerful business laptops. That's reflected in the spec sheet of this top spec model. It combines that AMD chip with 64GB of RAM, a terabyte of storage, and a gorgeous OLED touch-enabled display. I'm Cam Bunton from Trusted Reviews. We've been putting it through its paces for the past couple of weeks to see if it comes out on top of the competition. The EliteBook X G1a features a slick aluminium frame that feels sturdy. For a premium business machine, it definitely looks the part. Its metal frame is quite weighty, which helps with that solid feel. That 1.49 kilograms is not super lightweight, but saying that, for a 14-inch pro-level machine, it's also surprisingly portable. In fact, it's among the more compact of its type. It's about 18mm thick at its thickest point and still manages to pack in an array of useful ports. On the left, you'll find a full-sized HDMI, a Thunderbolt 4 USB-C port, a 10GB per second USB-C port, and a headphone port. On the other side, there's another Thunderbolt 4 capable USB Type-C, a full-sized USB-A port, and a Kensington security lock, and sadly, for the more creatives among us, there's no SD card slot. Open the lid and you'll find a contrasting dark grey keyboard popping off against a lighter aluminium finish. It's a relatively compact layout in that it doesn't have a number pad, but there's a full function row and arrow keys. And as keyboards go, it's one of the best we've tested in a long time. It's got a good snappy tactile feel with a good amount of travel to make it very pleasing to type on. It's also got a white backlight so that if you need to see it in the dark, you can. For those times like you high flyers working on a long haul flight while everyone else is asleep. The trackpad is also a good size, offering a decent dampened feel to its clicks that makes it very easy to use for extended periods. Now, there are a couple of different screen options for the EliteBook X G1a, but this particular model has a 14-inch 2.8K resolution OLED panel that's capable of reaching up to 120Hz refresh rates. And it's pretty wonderful. It's crisp and responsive. And as you'd expect from an OLED panel, the blacks are really deep too, down to 0.01 nits. And contrast is excellent too. Based on our testing and using a colorimeter, it's got a peak SDR brightness of about 380 nits, and that means it's comfortable enough to use indoors or outdoors in bright environments. This is pretty standard in that regard for an OLED display in this price point, but more creative focused laptops like the Asus Pro Art series will get you a brighter display, but that's a more expensive machine. Color accuracy is super too. We measured 100% perfect coverage of both sRGB and DCI-P3 gamuts, and 93% of Adobe's RGB. In other words, even if you do want to use it for creative tasks like photo edits or watching movies, it's the ideal canvas for that. Speakers are surprisingly capable for a business machine too. There's decent body and volume, definitely good enough for casual media consumption because they're upward firing and don't get muffled by anything beneath the laptop. Now, usually when you think of a business or work laptop, you think boring, not much power, and only good for Excel spreadsheets, but that's not the case. This top model has the AMD Ryzen AI 9HX Pro 375 processor, which is essentially a more enterprise-friendly version of the HX 370 that we saw in the more consumer-focused laptops in 2025. To make it more suitable for enterprise, the chip has an extra 5 TOPS of AI horsepower on the XDNA 2 NPU. There's also faster RAM speeds, but the core is very similar to the HX 370 in that it has 12 cores. There's 4 Zen 5s and 8 Zen 5Cs, and a boost clock speed up to 5.1 GHz. In short, the laptop is not short on power or grunt. Run it through our usual Geekbench and Cinebench R23 tests, the results pointed to it outperforming the Intel Lunar Lake counterparts, thanks to the extra cores and threads. For graphics, there's the Radeon 890M integrated graphics in the chip, and with the 64GB of RAM, it's capable of doing some memory-intensive tasks like video and photo editing on the fly when needed. So yes, it will do your Excel spreadsheets, but it'll also cope with your 72 open tabs in Chrome and all your AI processing requirements, all without breaking a sweat. Even if you want some downtime to play some casual games, it'll cope with them too. It's swift, powerful, and responsive. The EliteBook X G1a comes with a full-fat version of Windows 11, and it's pretty clean too. There's not a huge amount of bloat or unneeded third-party software, but you will find some HP-specific apps on startup. Among them, there's My HP. This is a sort of catch-all app where you can check your system vitals and change settings like power modes, energy use, and optimization. And there's the HP AI Companion app in the taskbar, plus the Support Assistant app for troubleshooting. It also happens to be a Copilot Plus PC, so it comes with Microsoft's AI tools built in as well. That includes fun features like the filters in Photos and generative paint tools, and clever Windows Studio webcam features to keep the background blurred and keep you in frame during video calls. Even faking eye contact when you happen to not be looking directly at the camera. As an alternative, HP's own app called HP Polycam Pro is also available. This machine comes with a pretty large 74.5 watt-hour battery, offering decent endurance, even if the current crop of AMD laptop chips isn't market-leading in terms of battery efficiency. We run all of our laptops through PC Mark's modern office tests, with the screen set to 150 nits, and in that test it lasted about 12 hours and 44 minutes. That's comfortably over the 10-hour mark we'd expect in any modern laptop. In real everyday use, that translates to between 1 and 2 working days away from the mains chargers. So if you're out for the day, working in a coffee shop, on a train, wherever, you should be able to handle it without taking the power adapter with you. Still, there are machines that do better. The Dell Pro 14 Premium we tested managed 6 hours more on the same test, and the Lunar Lake-powered HP EliteBook G1 made an additional 3 hours, so it's clearly not the absolute best for battery life in its field. But on the flip side, it does come shipped with a 100-watt charging brick that fills it up again pretty quickly. In our test, it managed a 50% charge in 30 minutes and a full charge in only 82. I've had smartphones charge much slower than that, and they have much smaller batteries. So should you buy it? If you want a beefy, premium laptop with lots of power, this definitely impresses. The AMD Strix Point processor beats the Intel Lunar Lake-powered rivals quite convincingly where it matters, without sacrificing much in the way of battery life. It's not the one to get if you're after a super lightweight, skinny, portable laptop, but if you don't mind putting up with a bit of extra weight, it more than makes up for it with its practical port selection, OLED display, and grunt. But let me know what you think. Use the comments down below, or you can grab me on social media. I'm at Cam Bunton. If you did like this video, please do leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and tap that notification bell, and I'll see you again in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.